all self-control is your emotions tell you one thing. Emotionally, you want to be around more people. You want to be around people that you shouldn't be around. And it takes a lot of power to do what is right, you know? And I think at the end of the day is, look, man, I'm telling you, I'm going to hear about you again if you keep being friends with these kids. It's just going to happen. It is not a good thing. It is never going to end well. It might be easier in the moment to keep being friends with them, but long term, it is going to ruin your life. And believe me when I say it is going to. Um, with that, I'm going to hear your response, then I must go.
I'm gonna stay because we need to talk a little more.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll be honest, I really don't know how to respond to that other than I know that no matter what I do, someone's going to post something, whether it's just saying like random hateful shit or something else. Like people do that. I'm kind of used to it at this point because the sheer amount of like death threats and hate I've received.
I'm gonna be real, man. Eventually it might not sound true. It's gonna get better, but if you keep hanging around these kids, man, it is not gonna get better, and it's gonna take a lot longer if it ever gets better because inevitably something's going to happen. Even if it's not sexual, even if it's not an issue like that, I mean, it's just inherently a bad look. I mean, even the fact of bringing up that you're still talking with kids is enough of a point to get you more harassment. You realize, and you're just going to lead yourself down and getting more and more harassment because you're friends with these kids, and there's no benefit to it. You understand that logically, and I think that you really need to think about it, and you need to think about it, and you need to get yourself to a mindset where you're able to stop being friends with the kid, because I don't think you're able to do it. Again, you said you struggle with self-control. I don't think you have enough self-control to stop being friends with these kids. And I think you need to think about that and be aware of that. And when you gain enough self-control, I think you need to cut these kids out. I think if you do that, you'll be a lot happier and you'll be a lot more approachable. A lot more people will be able to associate with you because you'll actually reasonably be able to be believed, somewhat reasonably, to be on a good path to recovery. And again, it's a furry fandom. People will forgive you if you just go on the right path and show that you're improving. And if they don't forgive you, they'll at least stop harassing you because I mean, inevitably, I mean, people don't care. There's so many people that do the same stuff in the furry fandom. They're just gonna find someone else. But if you keep being around these kids, people are gonna keep looking into you, and you know it's a self-control issue, and you know that it's just because you just are emotionally too attached, and you need to detach because it's only gonna lead you to trouble. And I really think that, as I said, it's just your lack of self-control. That's the reason that you can't stop being friends with them. But I think you're going to think about it, and I think you really should think about it a lot. And you will think and think and think, and you will realize that nothing good's going to come of it. And you will realize that it is just the only answer is to stop being friends with them. That's the only answer that ends well. With that, I must go. But have a great night, both of you, and I hope the conversation goes well.
Bye, Jerry.
Me too.
But yeah, like we was saying, hun, like you and I both know that no matter what I say, you're still gonna be friends with these kids after the call. And like Jerry said, this is a self-control issue. You're not having enough self-control to cut these kids off. That means you probably don't have enough self-control to not do these actions again.
I'm trying to uh, keep an eye on myself and make sure it doesn't happen again.
I know, but it's going to. It's going to. And the
If it
fact
does
is,
happen again,
what's up?
hmm,
What?
sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying if it happens again, I'm gonna end up homeless because I literally have nowhere else to go.
That's the thing. If nobody finds out, you're still gonna do it. You know, the likelihood of nobody finding out. I mean, a lot of these things go unreported, right? Like it's only the very few amount of people who get caught doing these things. So if
Mm.
you just hide it well enough, you're probably not gonna get kicked out.
The thing is, they have access to my Discord account. I gave them my login.
Yeah, and you can also just delete chats when you're done talking to them before they log in.
Fair. I'm be blunt. I hardly ever delete chats. On like I have chats with my exes that have had blocked for a while, and like I haven't closed those yet. I mean,
Yeah, but you
so many
also said you've
DM.
closed the chats with the other minor you've groomed. I mean, like, come on. Why won't you just cut off these kids? I feel like there
I,
is
I
some urge in the back of your mind that's keeping you in contact with these kids, no matter how much you don't want to believe it. You know it's true. Unless if you didn't, if you if you if you didn't, you wouldn't be talking to these kids. If you knew what I was talking about and you understood and you agreed with me, you would not be talking with these kids. But the fact that you do agree with me and you're still talking to them, like you know I'm right. You know I'm right. That some urge, like you're like I know you're trying to make yourself look good, but I mean, come on. I'm not stupid, hun. You and I both know that some dark corner in the back of your mind is keeping these kids around for some nefarious reasons. Potentially, right?
maybe.
See, and there we go.
I,
Like,
the thing is, I, I, I don't really have any ill intentions. Is the thing.
I
I,
know you don't
I
have any direct ill intentions, but you also have that dark corner in the back of your mind that is keeping them around for possible ill intentions later.
I guess I understand. Just I don't want to develop any of those sort of intentions. I don't. I'm trying my best to
They're
avoid
already
that
there.
entirely.
They are already there.
I mean, I can't imagine hurting someone again. I just can't at all.
And I can't imagine relapsing, right? But like, I mean, I'm probably gonna relapse in the future. And the best way to not relapse is to cut off all my drug dealer contacts. And the only
Mm.
reason I haven't is because of that dark corner in the back of my mind saying, giving me like letting them stay in my contact list so I can reoffend later in terms of drug abuse. And I think you know that applies to you and talking to these children and having them around.
It's a fair point.
And it's very concerning, hun. You're going down a very dark path and you know it. No matter how many times you say I'm trying to recover, no matter how many Google Docs you write, you know I am correct.
Yeah. By the way, this is off topic, but my boyfriend was asking if he could join the call.
Um, I would rather not right now. I want to talk to you a little more.
Okay.
Maybe
No,
later,
no
right?
problem.
Yeah. I don't want to deflect anything, right?
Yeah,
Um,
I don't want to deflect anything either. Like,
Actually, you know what? If you want to invite him, sure. But I want you to admit that you are keeping these kids around for a future, like in something in the back of your mind. You're not, right? Most of your mind just wants to be friends with them, right? But a party, a very small part of your mind, is keeping them around so you can do this later. Hello.
it's fair.
Hello.
Hi. Any reason you wanted to join the call, hun?
Uh, just really wanted to know what was happening.
Okay, so we were talking to Amari about the doc he's written, and and why he is still friends with children, even though he admitted in this call that there is some part of his mind that wants to reoffend. I just don't think it's a
Mm.
good reason for him to talk to children, and he knows he's bullshitting himself. He's admitted it. So one of the only reasons you're keeping these kids around in your friends list is because you want to reoffend. And you've admitted that, and I want you to admit it again.
Is this true, huh?
No, I'll be honest. It was a mistake claiming that because it's just not true. I don't actually want to reoffend at all.
Why did you say it with me and Jerry? Why did you say it then? You've been transparent in this call the entire time. Why are you switching up now? And because your boyfriend's here.
Remember, hun, what we talked about? It's best to
It,
just be honest.
I'm being honest. I did not say what I meant to say when I said the first time.
You've said it multiple times. You've said it dozens of times in this call. Why only now that
Just
he is here are you saying that I didn't actually mean it? Oh, it was a slip up. No. Be honest.
I'm being honest with you. Honestly, like
It doesn't really make much sense that you're only now switching up because your boyfriend's here.
it's not because he's here. It's just I didn't mean to say that in the first place. Even if it was multiple times, I didn't mean to. It's
So you're going back, right? So you are just keeping these children around so you can be friends with them and prevent you even said you using these children to prevent you from talking to minors again, when the good idea is just to not talk with them at all. I mean, every therapist in any fucking form of addiction and relapse recovery, right, says you have to remove yourself from what triggers you. And the fact that you're not is very concerning, and the fact that you're now going back on your word is also extremely concerning.
I do have to admit, he does have a point, hun. From a
yeah.
recovery standpoint, he has a point. That's one of the reasons I had you stay off of Twitter. Because, one, the constant drama, and two, you don't need to be talking to a bunch of people. You know I love you, and you know that's not going to change, but you remember you have to be honest, and you have to be willing.
Yeah.
And just in the fact that you're switching up now when you have admitted multiple times in multiple ways, right? You said that you know it's a good idea to stop talking to these kids. You said that we are right. You said that you've seen our point dozens of times. And the fact that you're only now switching up makes me extremely concerned.
Hun, is this true?
Is what true? The reoffending thing?
No, the fact
What
that
you
you're
said
switching up.
beforehand. You are
Like
switching up.
no, I'm not switching up. I'm not.
You are. You are. I mean, hell, I mean, I can bring Jerry back in the call and he'll even say that you are.
When you did say it, hun, what was going through your head at the time?
Felt like it was the only thing I can say. It felt like even if I said honestly, I don't want to, it just wouldn't be viewed that way. And understandably so. I mean,
But you did say it.
I did, even if I didn't necessarily mean it.
Well, you need to understand that when you say things, they have consequences.
Yeah.
Saying
I mean, that's
something
just
like that brings down very large consequences.
yeah.
And the thing is, he didn't just say it once, right? We've had
Mm-hmm.
like a couple hour long discussion where he was like, I see your point. Yeah, you are right. And he's had time to think about this. So the fact that he's only switching up now when you're in the call is extremely concerning. It makes me believe that maybe what he was saying, like maybe you're bullshitting us. You're bullshitting us. You're bullshitting me and you're bullshitting your boyfriend. Because, I mean, it's oddly convenient, right? That only now you are saying, oh, yeah, You know what? I didn't actually mean the dozens of things and statements I said a while ago. And in this entire call, me and Jerry have been very, very cordial to you. We have not been aggressive. We have not been rude. We have not cussed at you. We've not insulted you. Nothing. So we've given you a really safe environment to talk about this. And the fact that you're conveniently switching up because your boyfriend's in the call, that just makes you seem extremely disingenuous.
He's probably worried that I'm going to think differently of him due to it.
Probably.
Hun, all I've ever asked of you is to be honest. That's it. It's the only thing I've ever asked.
I don't want to reoffend. I don't.
But
Not
you
now, not
do.
ever.
You
But are
stated.
you willing to take the steps to make sure you don't?
Depends on what the steps are, I guess.
Why does it depend? If you should just take those steps in general, right? It shouldn't depend on whether you want to take those steps, if the steps are uncomfortable or not. No, these steps are going to be extremely uncomfortable. It doesn't depend on what the steps are. You should take every step there is possible to not hurt another child again.
It's fair.
I mean, you stated, right? And I want you to be honest. You stated that there is some dark corner of your mind that makes you want to keep these children around for nefarious reasons. You've said it to me, and I'm not. I haven't lied to you this entire call. You've stated that.
I did state that. It's
Then
like I'm trying to push that side of my mind away because I don't want to go back to doing those things.
Sometimes it's best not to push it away and instead focus on repairing it.
exactly, and and so like I said, you stated that you have some part of your mind wants to keep these children around for the sake of maybe hurting them later. Because I gave Omari this example, right? I'm a drug addict, and I have kept my plug around. I know I've said I'm going to be clean, right? Right? I've said I'm going to be
Mm-hmm.
clean, but I've kept my plug around for the off chance I have a shitty day so I can relapse.
Mm.
And I said I used that in his case, and he said yes.
Steps to recovery are to understand you have a problem and take steps to mitigate that problem.
And the fact that you're not, when it comes to not cutting off these, it's in the when it, the fact that you're not, when it comes to cutting off contact with all minors possible, is extremely alarming, and especially when you stated that you have some sort of nefarious reasons to keep them around. And the fact that you agreed with us, me and Jerry, earlier in the call, and when we asked you, hey, can you please cut off contact with these minors, you said, I'll have to think about it. Why? Why do you have to think about it? You know it's the correct thing to do. The only reason you're thinking about it is because you want, some part of your mind wants to have the ability to reoffend later.
Whether cognitive or not.
Exactly.
I don't want to reoffend.
Part of you does, hun. I know you don't want to,
Yeah,
but some dark place in the
there's
back of your
always
mind wants to.
subconscious. I think he's giving very good feedback to you, hun. Most people would have most likely just jumped ship at this point, and he's being very respectful and nice to you right now. And you need to just take it as constructive criticism and just kind of follow through.
Because this entire call, I have been extremely nice to you, especially in comparison to the other people who have brought this topic up to you. And it's just, it rubs me the wrong way that you started lying when your boyfriend hopped in call.
Yes, he does have a bit of a problem with that, it seems.
And
All things
exactly,
to work on.
yeah, exactly, exactly. You have a problem with lying to others, but that means you also have a problem with lying to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know you are likely, statistically speaking, to reoffend. You know you are keeping these children around for nefarious reasons. Maybe not entirely, but those reasons are still there. And the fact that you had to think about it, and you were probably not gonna do what we asked after the call, right? Even after you thought about it, you were probably just gonna go on your way and kept staying in contact with these minors. You're lying to us and yourself.
Do you think that's what you'd do, hun?
To an extent, I don't want to refund at all. I don't.
But you also don't want to cut contact.
Exactly.
There's a small piece of you, subconsciously, I'm sure, that wants to keep them around for God knows what reasons.
I just want to keep them around as friends. I don't want to hurt anyone.
But you
That might be
said
your
to me,
main goal,
yeah.
but subconsciously, out of your control, there is a piece of you that could want different stuff.
And that piece of me can fuck right off. I'm not gonna. I don't. I don't want to refund. I don't want to do any of that.
And I don't want
I
to relapse
understand.
on drugs, but I'm always going to be a drug addict. And you, a self-admitted pedophile in this call, right? I'm not just calling you that. You've admitted to that. Are always going to be a pedophile. No matter how much you don't want to be one. No matter how much I don't want to be a drug addict. No matter how much I don't want to have an eating disorder. I'm still always going to have these issues. And if, like I said earlier in the call, if I were to surround myself with a bunch of hardcore substances, you really think I'm going to be able to not reuse again? Maybe not right now, maybe not today, maybe not in a week, but like maybe like a month down the line, 3 months down the line, I'm probably going to take that bait. And the fact that I'm keeping those substances around, hypothetically, to train myself not to use those substances is just bullshit.
Paraphilias, no matter how light as well, can become an issue, and they're not exactly curable. Addictions aren't curable per se, but you
Yeah.
can take steps to mitigate as well as separate from that kind of stuff and take precautions. And a main bit of it is self-control, but first you have to admit it, that you have an issue fully.
And going to therapy is not going to change it, hon. It's going to make it better, but it's not going to change it.
It's gonna take a lot of different stuff, hun. Not only just working on yourself, it's gonna take therapy, working on yourself, figuring out coping mechanisms, systems to untrail your mind to something else. You know, it's a process, and that's what I've been trying to say, hun. It's a multi-step process. It's not something that can be rushed.
Nothing happens overnight, but it can happen over the course of months or even years.
But in order to do this, you need to start taking the steps, the proper steps. And you know I will be there bugging you about it.
Uh,
And
I just,
I'm sorry.
I just hate the fact that I've done the things I have. I've lost so many friends I still care about a lot. I just, I really hope one day they can not see me as a fucking monster. Like, I feel like that's how everyone sees me, to be honest. I mean, I groomed minors. That's fucking disgusting.
It is, but it's also disgusting that you're keeping minors around for these pedophilic reasons.
I do feel like that is more of a problem. You can't change the past, but you can change things around you right now to have a much better future.
Just feels like the future's already set in stone.
Well, with that mindset, there's not much that can be done. That's why you have to change your mindset.
just feels almost impossible.
Hun, trust me, I have talked to many more paraphiles that have done much worse than you, and I've seen some great progress with a lot of people, okay?
But they're always going to be
I th-
paraphiles. And
Exactly.
I doubt that like the people who have recovered that Jake knows are keeping children, dogs, animals around for what they do. You know, I doubt they're keeping animals and children around for recovery. You know that's bullshit.
Yeah, they're not. In fact, a few of them specifically stay away as much as they can away from that kind of stuff because they're afraid of relapsing.
Exactly. And I know your therapist has told you this, right? Because I mean, I've been in treatment for addictions too, and everyone says the best way to stop not it's the best way to stop a relapse is to not surround yourself with the things that are going to make you relapse. And the fact that you're keeping children around makes your point that you don't want to reoffend kind of null.
So, Hun, I have one question for you. Do
What is
you
it?
want to get better?
I want to get better. I don't want to reoffend, but I also want to be friends at the same time. Like it's a fucking struggle.
I know. It's a two-sided coin.
If you don't want to reoffend, why are you friends with children when you know you have these nefarious reasons?
Because they're a very tiny piece compared to the full picture.
But there's still a
They're not the
piece.
full, and they're a piece that can be healed. It's a piece I don't want to have, affecting me.
That piece is never going to go away.
Like the bigger reason overall is just wanting to be a good friend. Nothing more than that. Just
The best way to be a good friend is to cut contact with them, knowing what you're doing, knowing what you have done, knowing what you think in the back of your mind, knowing the reasons you want to be friends with this children, even if it's a small part. That's the best way to be the best friend you could possibly be, is just to not talk to them anymore. Not put them in risk. You are gambling with these children's lives and your own.
Hun, you do gamble a lot, and it never really works out.
yeah.
We need to just fully think about the situation as a whole and understand that even if it's the tiniest minute part of you that you can't even see, it's still there and it's gonna be there. It's a part of you.
You know it's there, Omari. You know it's there. You've said to me that it's there. I mean, you stated in the call with your boyfriend and Jerry that you know it's there. You know it's there. And the fact that you don't want to change anything about it when when I asked you to, when Jerry asked you to, the fact that you don't want to change and you want to keep him around makes me start thinking that maybe you're bullshitting us. Maybe you don't want to fully change as much as you're telling us you want to. Because if you did, you would have said when we first started bringing up this point that you shouldn't talk to children when you have these tendencies and this paraphilia. The fact that you said, I'll think about it and I don't really know, you know we're right. And the fact that you're keeping them around makes me extremely concerned, and it makes me doubt whatever you're saying that you want to fully recover. Because if you have to
I,
think
I,
about it, if you don't know, then that means there's wiggle room for you to do this again. And you know that.
I promise I'm not bullshitting you. I'm scared. That's all there really is to it. I'm scared of myself. I'm scared of the people around me. I don't know who to trust or what to feel anymore.
You can't trust yourself, you can't trust the people around you.
I can't trust anyone, regardless if it's even freaking family. Not that much family left at this point, but still.
You think it's because they don't trust you?
My mom does, but that's basically the only person I really have around.
Yeah, same here.
Like,
I don't
none
have
of
any
my
other family either, but like,
my family's not dead or anything. They just disowned the shit out of me. Because what I did. I don't blame them in the slightest.
and you have a
So,
tendency of. Sorry, go on.
if you really want to get better, and you really want to change, you should be willing to sacrifice enough to do that. You should be able to sacrifice anything if you want to change. Even if it meant sacrificing me.
I couldn't do that. I would be an unstable wreck at that point.
Hun, you're an unstable wreck right now.
Just in general, like ever since this whole thing happened, it's just fuck.
So I'm gonna ask again. Do you want to get better?
Yes, I want to get better. I want to
Will
just
you do anything it takes to get better?
yes. I'm afraid of hurting people and cutting them off. And yet at the same time, I'm afraid of hurting them in the other way. But I know that I'm going to try my best not to. And it's like, it's this fucking mess of just not wanting people to hate me. Not wanting to be a bad person in the eyes of every fucking person.
But I think it's gonna
Like,
hurt these people a lot less if you cut them off than if you were to groom them again, because you've stated that you do have some sort of want to do this again. And the fact
And
that
that
And, like-
you're
want isn't going
refusing
to go away.
and the fact that you're refusing to cut these children off makes me extremely concerned, and it makes me doubt everything you've told me in this call when it comes to you wanting to recover.
I understand. I'm just
I shouldn't have to be someone who has to get in between you and other people, hun.
sorry.
You know, I love you, but you know that what you did is wrong, and I never agreed with it. And you know I want to do what's best for you, and even if that means separating you from people that you could harm, I would do that.
But that's the thing. It shouldn't have to be you the one
I shouldn't
separating.
have to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the fact it's taking outside forces, and we in the beginning of this call you said the only things that is stopping you from doing what you want to do is because you don't want to disappoint people, you don't want to disappoint your family. But I haven't heard anything from you that says you don't want to do this because, like, it's fucked up. You said it is fucked up, but so you don't. The only reason you're not doing this is because you don't want to hurt someone like that you're friends with, or your boyfriend or your friends, right? You don't want to disappoint them. But I think what Jerry brought in the call, I think if you were in an isolated situation with just a child and no one else can find out, I think you would reoffend. I do think you would.
I prefer not to. I mean, I don't think I would.
You
Maybe
would prefer not to, but you probably would.
I don't think I would, honestly.
Acting off of history and statistics, the likelihood of you doing it would be probably around 75 to 80%.
It still leaves room for there to be a percentage for it to not happen. I just want it to be that. I just don't want to fucking hurt people, you know? I've hurt way too many people in the span of, like, what? A year or two, if even? And it's disgusting. It's beyond wrong. It's just... Fuck, man. It just feels like no matter what I do, nothing's gonna change. It feels like there's nothing I can do to not be a pedophile. That hurts a lot because there's so many reasons to not be this way. There's so many ways I could. It's fuck. I just want to not be a freak of nature. Change of pace.
Yeah,
Most
and I
people
get
are freaks of nature.
exactly right, and like it hurts me that I'm never gonna be able to not be a drug addict, but I'm always going to be a drug addict and you're always going to be a pedophile. And the best way for both of us to recover is to not surround ourselves with the things that make us relapse. And the fact that you're not wanting to cut off friendships with minors makes me think, and it doesn't even make me think, I know that you want to reoffend in some sort of aspect. Some small, minute part of you wants to reoffend. And I need you to
And I
admit
pray I
that.
don't, like...
I need you to admit that
You
you
can
want
pray.
to reoffend.
You can pray until God comes down from the heavens, hun. But action is much louder.
It feels like no matter what actions I take, it's not going to change a damn thing.
Yeah, you know what?
If
It probably won't. Cutting off children won't make you not a pedophile, right? But cutting off children would severely lessen the chances of you hurting people. You can be a pedophile and not hurt someone, but the likelihood
that
that
is
you
true.
will, and the fact that you're still defending you wanting to talk to children while admitting that you do have some nefarious reason to keep in contact with them, and the fact that you've lied to your boyfriend and me in this
Many
call.
times to me.
Yeah, the fact that you lied to both of us, especially your boyfriend. How do we know you're not just bullshitting us to make us think you look better, to make you look better?
So I don't lie with the intention to lie. I don't mean to do it. It's fucked up. It's just, how do I put it? Like,
It's manipulative behavior subconsciously.
exactly. I couldn't really said it better myself. I don't want to be this way. I don't want to be manipulative. I don't want to hurt people. I just want to be a good fucking person.
And I get
Someone that
that,
people can look up to.
but that still
There's
doesn't
no
take away
such
from my
thing as a
point.
good person.
Yeah, and it doesn't take away from my point that you probably have manipulated me in this call when you say you don't want to reoffend. Whether it be intentional or subconsciously, you know you've
Sorry.
manipulated me and your boyfriend. I just want you to admit that you want to reoffend, that you are a pedophile.
Even if you don't admit it to us, you should at least admit it to yourself.
I don't want to reoffend though. I don't at all. It's the farthest thing from what I want.
I know, but
And I'm
sometimes the things we want aren't the things that we can have.
I'm sorry if I've been manipulative at all in this call. I really am. I'm fucking fearful.
Yeah, and I'm fearful of me relapsing on drugs and hurting the people around me. But I am woman enough to say that I am more than likely to relapse on drugs. And the best way to do it is to just completely cut any contact of drug dealers, remove any, even move houses. I mean, like, I have to move out of my town so I don't have the urge to relapse, because even that gives me the urge to relapse. And I am a big enough person to admit that I will probably relapse in the future. And a part of me, you know what, does want to relapse. And you have to admit the same thing too.
Hun, remember what I told you when we first met? That
What?
even no matter how good of a liar or how good of a manipulator you are, the truth will always come out. But the sooner you admit to it, the less it'll hurt.
Thing is, I don't like manipulating people at all. It's not something I take joy in doing. Just like how I don't take joy in grooming people. Like I don't want to do it at all.
But
But
you
you
have to
still
be
do
more
it.
mindful of your situation, and you have to be more mindful of how even the smallest portion of your brain can react. It's to the point where I can tell you what you'll do before you even do it. I know how you act. I know, all your little signs. And that's only been with a couple months worth of knowing you.
I'm not exactly a hard person to predict. Like I've been told many times over, I am predictable.
And it's easy to know that it's easy to predict that you're probably going to reoffend. And it's easy to know that you do want to reoffend. Just like how I
A
want to
small part of
relapse.
me,
Yeah. But
but like at the same time, I at the same time I don't want to. It's like it's this fucking battle mentally that
I
I'm just not gonna
understand.
win. No matter how.
I understand. And like I said
So,
before, I'm never going to not be an addict. And I
uh,
don't want to relapse, but I also really fucking do. I'd love to get high right now. You know?
the thing is, hun, what do you want more? Do
I
you want to
want
do you want to get better?
I want to get better, but also
No,
I'm
no, no alsos, hun. It's simple as, do you want to get better? Yes or no? That's all
yes,
that there is.
I want to get better. I'm just scared of sacrificing shit and hurting people more.
And that's the
Because
No
main
hurt.
concern we
improvement.
have, is because when asked, do you want to get better, yes or no, you say yes, but X. when me and Jerry asked you to stop contacting minors, you said, "I'll think about it," or "I don't know." It's easy to read you, and you're bullshitting us. You are. Because if you really wanted to get better, you would say, yes, I want to get better. I want to take every step to get better. You wouldn't really care that you won't want to hurt someone for a day after cutting them off. You would just say, you know what, that's the right thing to do and I want to do it. But the fact that you haven't and the fact that you pussyfoot around a bunch of the topics we brought up, it makes me kind of think that a large part of you, right? A significant part of you maybe doesn't want to get better. Because if you did, you would have just said, yes, you're right, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. But the fact that you haven't, when given hours of chances to, gives me the inclination that you probably don't want to get better. At least not fully like you say you do. And especially since the fact that you lied to both me and your boyfriend gives that more credence and more credibility.
I didn't mean to lie to either of you.
It doesn't matter. It still happened, and that means whether it was
It's
intentional or subconscious, that means a part of you did lie, right? And that means a part of you, and I think a bigger part than you're willing to admit, wants to reoffend.
Here's the thing, hun. I love you, and you know that, and you know I would do anything for you. Just to make sure that you're better. And I'm saying this from a very outside point of view, that your friend here, I think you're his friend, right? I'm not sure, but this person here, they are just looking out for you and the people around you.
Yeah.
They're
I
not jumping down your throat and trying to hang you. They're just simply here to help you. And I can agree with them that you need it. You need more structurized support. You need to take bigger steps than simply saying that you might do something. It comes down to, are you more fearful of or are you more fearful of hurting others emotionally in a sense of cutting them off for a short term, or would you rather take the chance of harming somebody permanently?
I don't want to harm anyone permanently. Like,
then it should be an easy answer of yes or no when it comes to cutting off people.
the only thing is, I'm having a hard time trusting people in general. Anyone at all. Even myself. Like, I'm no exception. I don't trust myself at all, but at the same
You don't
time,
have to trust yourself. In fact, you
but
shouldn't trust yourself. I feel like you're trusting yourself a little too much.
Yeah.
I'm not trusting myself at all.
Yeah, because you've
Yet
said
you're
earlier
trusting
in this
yourself
call.
not to offend.
Yeah, and you said in this call, right, that you are keeping these minors around so you specifically don't reoffend. You're giving yourself way too much trust.
On top of that, you always seem to try and find the good in people. You always have a reason to do what you want to do. I've seen it 24/7. I've always called you out on it. You just need to keep pushing yourself and do the things that, even though they might hurt you, things you have to do. Things you need to step up and take charge of, showing the initiative of wanting to get better.
Yeah.
So, are you going to cut off contact with minors for the rest of your life?
I
It's a yes or no question.
I really don't know. I'm being honest.
And that's the
I mean, he's
concerning
being
part.
honest at least.
Yeah, that's the concerning part.
Exactly.
It's you don't know, which means it's just a no. If you don't know if you're going to cut off contact with minors or not, that just means no. I'm not gonna
It
cut off. I'm
means
gonna.
you shouldn't. Or you should, sorry. You should cut off contact with minors because you don't know what you would do.
Exactly.
You don't know if you would or wouldn't. There's no. You could flip a coin and the odds are still the same. Even if that coin is weighted on one side. Things aren't always the way you want them to be, and sometimes you just have to take a look in the mirror and accept that sometimes things just are how they are, and you gotta do your best to change them for the better. Like I said, hun, I love you and I'll always love you. And I'll still be here even if you want me to go away. I won't just, stop. You could hate me for all I care, but I'm still going to be here. And I'm still going to be trying to do what's best for you.
I don't hate anyone. You know that better than anyone else. Even the people who told me to kill myself, I don't hate.
I know that, but what I mean by that is even if it's something that you don't want, I will still take the initiative, if need be, to fight against you if I think it's going to better you. I know there's a lot of things that you don't tell me, and I don't pry, but they're always there in the open, just hidden. They have a cloth over them, and anytime I try to get close to them, you just push me away. I've always just asked that you be honest with me. The tally I keep on the times that you've lied to me is nearing 62. And those are just the ones that I've caught. I want nothing but the best for you. That's all there is to it. I just want nothing but the best for you. And I'm willing to sacrifice anything that need be, even our relationship, to make sure that happens.
I personally don't feel like I deserve the best at all. If anything, I feel like I deserve the worst for what I've done.
Well, too bad.
Like, there is no redeeming that. There's no repairing that, nothing.
There
Well,
is
if you
Therapy's
preventing it. There is preventing it.
There is preventing it.
And you're not
You
taking the
can't.
steps to do
Maybe you
that.
can't. Exactly. You need to take the steps. Because if you don't take the steps, nothing will change.
And,
Nothing has changed.
and I don't understand why you're saying you want to change so badly, but when asked to take the most important step, right, cutting off all children, you have basically just said, I'll think about it or I don't know, which kind of just means no, you
I
know?
could probably help in that. So,
Well, the
this
thing
is a
is,
common.
it has to be him that does it, right? Because if you help
Well,
him,
yes.
yeah, he's not going to want to do
It's
it
a
on his
very
own.
it's a very common thing when it comes to paraphiles. That's the thing. It's almost like a subconscious self-defense mechanism. It's pretty much a crossroads. Either way, it doesn't end great on either side, but sometimes you just got to make the choice. You got to either trust one path or take the other, and one of those paths will lead to something very bad.
feels like no matter what path I take, it's going to lead to something bad.
But one will lead to something much worse than the other.
You know we're right, and it makes me extremely concerned that knowing we're right and and not taking these steps, even though you said you've claimed that you want to get better, but not taking probably the most important step to get better, it is extremely concerning, and it discredits what you have said that you do want to get better, because you know it, paraphilias are similar to addictions in some sort of ways, right? And the best way to
Mhm.
stop, you know, stop acting on what you desire to do is just to cut all forms of, contact and stuff like that with the things you are going to relapse with.
Mhm. I have to agree with them, hun. It comes down to a choice, and it's a hard choice to make via morals and what you want. And there's really just two options. Option one is you cut contact and you focus solely on your recovery. Completely cut contact. Two is you don't, and you risk for the rest of your life hurting more people. You risk for the rest of your life going to prison or being arrested or hurting a lot of people. Is that something you really want? Is that something that really is that much of a hard decision that you need to think about it for more than 5 seconds?
It is a hard decision, undeniably.
And that's understandable. And here's the thing. Part of your brain wants to get better. The other part, it doesn't. It wants what it wants. And there's not much that can be changed about that. Well, it comes down to willpower and the will to actually change. So, if you were me, how would you feel about this situation?
I really don't know. It's hard to get a read on you most of the time.
Okay, yeah, I get that a lot.
If you were me,
It
how
comes
would
down
you
to
feel? Like if you were,
yeah, there you go.
sorry, if you were me, right? And I were to say, I am not gonna, and you want me to cover from like a drug addiction, right? And I say, I am not gonna cut off my plug. I'm just gonna keep them around as a friend because they've been very nice to me. What would you think? Would you think I genuinely, really 100% want to get better if I keep the person who gives me drugs around?
I guess it depends.
It
Like,
doesn't.
are
It
like
doesn't.
are you are you still buying jokes from them, or are you like just talking? You know,
That's not the point, hun. It doesn't depend.
you're
I'm
right.
still
You
talking
have
to someone who gives me drugs and has gave me drugs in the past and could give me drugs in the future. And whether I want to be their friend or not, whether I just want to keep them around for drug purposes, the best way for me to recover is just to cut them off. And hypothetically, the fact that I'm not is a very, very, very clear sign that I want to relapse. And the fact that you're not cutting off contact with these children is a very, very big sign that you also want to relapse.
There's some part of my subconscious that probably wants to, but I don't from like an emotional and like mental standpoint. I don't at all. I know that if I relapse, I'm permanently fucking my life up forever, more than I already have.
And same goes for me, right? But I am willing to admit that even non-subconsciously, a part of me wants to relapse, and I need you to admit that too, because it's not just subconsciously. Because if it was just subconsciously, you wouldn't know.
your brain is practically a truck that doesn't stop and you can barely control it. And you're coming at a crossroads and it's going to come down to which path are you going to take? Are you going to run into a group of cars or are you going to take your chances in going through a city? You know, like both things can end bad, but one will end much, much worse. The question is, do you want to improve? And it's a simple yes or no. And I know that it's a very difficult situation. I've talked with a lot of different paraphiles. Some relapse, others don't. Because some cut contact. Some I've even seen completely cut contact and still have issues. Because the thoughts never go away. They're always there. There's only things that you can do to trail off of that kind of thinking, but it will always be there, and nothing on earth could change that. It's just how someone's brain is wired. There's no genetic lottery involved. There's nothing. It's just a flip of a coin.
I hate the way I think.
Most paraphiles do. They hate the way they think, and they either accept it or separate from it. That's why you have people like zoophiles. You have zoophiles who are completely against even going near animals, and then you have ones with zoo pride who are all for touching animals. It comes down to it. It comes down to something like that.
And when you have a zoophile
Like
surrounded by animals,
Mm-hmm.
willingly knowing that they're probably going to reoffend, like you've stated in this call that you want to reoffend the children, when you have zoophiles surrounded by animals and keeping them there and bullshitting everyone saying, oh, I'm keeping them so I don't reoffend. I mean, if you're keeping them around, the likelihood that you don't want to get better is very high.
or
Especially when
even just keeping them around because you like them, you know? It's going like, oh, I love my family's dog. And then there's, you know, I want to fuck my family's dog, you know? It's one of those things where there's a line, but it's blurry to everyone else but you. You need to figure out which side you want to be on. And I know you probably don't have any words to say right now, because I know that happens, especially when you're, you know, caught in a corner. But I just want to help you, and I'm pretty sure Fear here also wants to help you. Because if they didn't, and I didn't want to help you, we would have been gone by now. We would have been gone, and we would have been going around and telling people God knows what.
Yeah.
I have never once in my entire life supported what you did. I have supported your recovery, yes. But I've also given my support to the victims. And I've even publicly stated on multiple occasions that I do not agree or support your actions or what you did. But I support your recovery. But I can't support your recovery if you don't want to recover and you're not committed fully to recovering. There are lots of people who want to see you not be this way, who are waiting for this for you to understand that there are steps you need to take.
Yeah.
You can try and, you know, say all the reasons in the world. Whether it's your reasons or not, you need to look at it from a different view and think about it. What if you were a child? How do you think that would feel? Or what if you had a child? What if you had a kid, you were someone else, and someone who is a self-admitted, you know, pedophile comes up and wants to, you know, talk with your kid? You're not just gonna, you know, gonna be like, oh yeah, sure. It comes down to, I want to see what's best for you. They want to see what's best for you. but there's things you gotta do.
Yeah. And look, I know this is gonna be a video. That's the high likelihood, and that's fine.
I've been hundreds of videos at this point.
Yeah, I've
You
already
just
been.
need to- You just need to understand that people can say things, but only you can really let them get to you.
It's easy to get to me. I'm very easy to
Trust me, I know.
to hurt.
No, and I've kind of noticed that too. I mean, fuck, I'm an internet troll, right? I used to be, right, and I know how to get to people, but the fact that I haven't, it should say a lot, right? Like I fuck with a lot of people online, and I could have easily fucked with you today, but the fact that I'm giving you a platform to try to get better, right? To try to have some sort of fucking like say like, oh, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I probably shouldn't talk to kids. I mean, that shows good faith on my part, and it also makes me really concerned that you're not wanting to take the steps to get better.
Not only that, but I know if I didn't join this call, I probably would have never heard a single word of any of this. And I would have ended up reaching out to them myself to figure out what happened to them. Like what was going on. And I shouldn't have to do that. That shouldn't be something that I need to do in order to figure out what is going on. And now that I'm here and I know what's happening, you can't just deny responsibility and you cannot just push the issue away. Because if you push the issue away, you're also pushing me away. And if it is worth that much that you're willing to push me away to keep things the way they are, then I don't think anyone's going to be able to help you. I don't want to see you on TV as the most wanted suspect, for God knows what. I don't want to see you being arrested or anything like that. But at the path you're going right now, the odds just keep increasing.
They're already very high.
And I know your go-to phrase is, it's not like it could get any worse. But let me tell you, it can always get worse.
Yeah.
Even when you hit rock bottom, there are multiple floors underneath that. I could have come in here and I could have ripped you a new asshole, alright? But I didn't. Because I understand how you think about things and how you react to things. And I am very grateful to Fear for having me in this call. I'm sure you had a worry of me jumping down your throat. But this has been very informative, not only for me, but I'm sure for you, hun, for a lot of.
Hold on. What the hell? Hello?
Oh.
Hello?
Sorry about that. My connection cut out. My bad.
You're good.
It comes down to, in the end, if you truly want to recover, if you truly, well, not even recover, if you truly want to be a better person and not hurt others. And there is no in between for that. There's no but, because, or and. Or there's nothing. It's just as simple as yes, I want to change, or no, I want to change, or I don't want to change. It comes down to, and the only person who can make that decision is you. And I know you keep saying you want to change, but I also know that either if you say yes or no, it's a lie, because you don't know. People don't know when it comes to this kind of stuff because they don't know themselves. They don't know that little part of their brain that wants something so badly.
Yeah.
You don't like, chocolate because you think I like chocolate. You don't just go, I like chocolate now, and then immediately like chocolate. Even if you hated it, It doesn't work like that. And if we could, my god, this would be a goddamn utopia. But it's not. Like I said, I have a lot of experience in this, and in paraphilias in general. And I'm able to foresee exactly how things work out from a statistics standpoint. Because I've been involved in a lot of them.
I also have extensive history of having these exact same calls with tons of other people, and every single time I've heard the exact same thing you're saying is that I will get better, and they bullshit me, and then they end up reoffending a day, a month, a year later.
Yeah. Out of, I want to say, the 19 people I've ever talked to with this particular subject, the ones who said yes, they want to change, were the ones that failed immediately. And immediately did it again. The ones who said no, they lasted a bit longer, but then they did it again. But the people who said, I don't know, or I'm not sure, those people, and that's only about 2 people out of all those, they have so far, one of them for the past, oh god, it's been like 6 years now, has been kept in line and has even gone as far as to go on chemical castration because they really want to change. And the thoughts are there always. Even when it's on chemical castration, the thoughts are going to be there. It's just how things are.
Yeah.
And there's not a lot of research on paraphilias because people don't either want to admit that they have a problem or they're afraid to seek help for the problem. And because of that, we don't exactly know what causes it or how it works at all. We can only go off of history of others. And the issue with paraphilias, especially something like pedophilia, hemophilia, or hemophilia, it's contagious in a way.
Yeah.
The people that you hurt will learn from that and subconsciously do the exact same thing to other people. And it'll continue to keep going until either the people stop, which is unlikely, or everyone's either in prison or something else. I just want what's best for you. I am willing to do almost anything in order to help you. But you cannot be pushing back. That's it. Do you understand?
I understand. Just it feels like no matter what steps I take, no matter what I do, nothing's gonna change.
You'll
Nothing's
always
gonna.
be a pedophile. But just because of that doesn't mean you can't have adult friends. Doesn't mean
Yeah.
you can't talk to adult people. It's best to stay away from minors, yes. But that doesn't end your entire social life unless you revolve your social life around minors. And if that's the case, you need to take the step away from that. Because it is not healthy for you, it is not healthy for the minors, it's not healthy for even the adults around you. People don't want to be associated with someone who has groomed someone and is still talking to minors.
Yeah.
Even what Mellet said.
And Jerry. I mean, and you know
People
this
who
already.
you
You know
think,
this already.
yeah, and people who you think hate you, they just hate what you did, and they don't want it to happen to anybody else. Yes, there are people who, send death threats because they like to be edgy or something, But when it comes to calling you out, it's because they want people to be aware, because they're seeing that you don't have the willpower to do it yourself. We've been together for about 2 months. And with everything that's happened, I have stayed here like nonstop. But I've also been talking with the victims and, talking to them because they understand that I'm not just here to support you completely. Not the way that you want. I'm here because I want you to be better and because I love you. If I loved you unconditionally, God forbid if I was blindly, down for servitude, you would never have an issue, but you do. And I just want to see you be better. I think that's what everyone just wants everyone to be safe. That's it.
Yeah. And if you're not
No one
better, then
wants.
that's a risk for children, and that's what I'm most concerned about.
Yeah. It's not only a risk for children, but it's a risk to just everything socially.
Yeah.
I mean, if you start talking to adults who have children, what are they going to start thinking? If you start hanging around, areas that might have children, people are going to look at that because they'll think, oh, well, this person's still talking to minors.
And it's not incorrect to assume that this pedophile self-admitted, and logically speaking, you are a pedophile. Hanging around minors is probably gonna reoffend, and the fact that they're defending hanging around minors and pussyfooting and bullshitting other people, saying I'm around minors to prevent myself from grooming minors, they're gonna see that as complete bullshit, just like I do, and just like your boyfriend does.
And it comes down to this cannot get better unless you take the steps to assure it gets better. I have been telling you this. I cannot bulldoze my way through your problems. I can only do so much, and I have started to wean off of pushing through your problems. Every person I ever really talk to just wants people to be safe. That's
Yeah.
it. They don't want to see children hurt. They have kids of their own. Pretty sure I have a kid somewhere. I wouldn't want that, even if I didn't know my own kid. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want the risk, of them being hurt, even if it's minimal. Because it's just, that's how it is. And when I say this, I am being 100% neutral. You need to start taking these steps, or you're going to fall into a hole filled with barbed wire, and you are not going to be able to get out. You are going to lose many people around you, more than if you just started cutting contact with minors. In the end, you have a label. And that label isn't going to change, but it will at least be there to warn others without having other people making it seem worse. It's easier to go door to door, like I've talked to some people who are on the registry. Thank God you're not yet. Hopefully that never happens. And they go door to door and they introduce themselves and they say what they did. And many people are just like, oh, okay. And, they worry for their children. But at the same time, it's better than hearing something on TV about, oh yeah, a pedophile moved into this area and now there's a missing child next town over.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask you one more time, hon. Are you gonna cut contact off with minors? Every minor you're friends with? The 15-year-old?
Yes.
You are?
I'd like to try.
Um, no, it's either I'm going
There is
to
no
or I'm not.
try.
Yeah.
There's
You're
only
right. You're right. I'll do it.
So, how, why? And it's great. I'm really happy to hear that, right? How am I supposed to believe you're gonna do that? And just after this call, either keep in contact with them secretly, talk to them and then delete the chats no one sees, make a new server.
which I've seen you do quite a lot.
Yeah, and you said that you didn't do it, and that was another lie. See, so how do you expect me to even believe that? I'm happy you said you would, but it seems maybe you're just saying that to placate us.
No. It's something I most likely have to do.
No, it's something you do have to do, and how are we supposed to believe that you're going to do this?
I don't know. There's really no way of proving it. There's no way of proving anything to anyone.
Mm.
Once
Yeah.
people have belief, they're dead set on it. There's no changing that.
There's a difference between belief and fact, hun.
I'm not referring to this in particular. I'm just referring to like in general.
I mean, I'm going to be here, and if I need to annoy you every single minute of the day about it, I will. If I need to make a post, I will. I don't want to, because it's not something I should have to do. But if I think it's going to make things better for you, I will gladly sacrifice anything to do that.
And I also am gonna, keep an eye on you because that's what I do with the people I interview, right? Because statistically, they
Yeah.
are likely to reoffend. I've experienced it multiple times, and 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 I want you to show us you cutting off contact with all the minors right now.
Sadly, there's no way he could show it.
Oh, you can stream it.
Even then,
I know, even
there's
then,
really
but
no.
yeah, I know, but it's a step. Are you willing to stream you kicking every single miner from your server, blocking every miner that you know on Discord, and possibly Telegram or any other communication platform you have, Instagram, stuff like that? Do you think you're willing to show us that? It shows step of initiation. Or yeah, it shows it's a good faith step.
Yeah, that's a larger step towards the right direction.
You gonna do it or no?
Probably not. I really don't know.
Okay. Well, then you just lied to us, hon.
I'm still gonna cut off contact. I just don't know if I'm comfortable with screen sharing.
I mean, how else are we gonna know?
That's fair.
I think the burden of proof is on you. Because I want you to leave every server with minors in it. I want you to block every single minor you're currently talking to. I want you to show us doing it, and I want you to kick every minor from your server. And I want you to show us. I don't think you're willing to do that. And I don't even think you're willing to cut off the minors. Because if you were, you would be like, you know what, it's uncomfortable for me, but yeah, I'm gonna show you guys. And the fact that you're not just makes me think you lied to us again. The fact that you have to think about this yet again just makes me think that you said you're gonna stop following minors to placate me and your boyfriend. So just be honest. Say you don't want to cut off these minors. Say it. Because we all know the truth.
I mean, his silence, I guess,
Yeah.
speaks for itself.
Yeah. So, I guess add that another tally is another lie, huh? Because, you know, you said
Yeah.
you're gonna cut off contact and you refused to even show any proof of that. Which means you lied to both me and your boyfriend. Which means you're probably lying about a lot of other things. Which means you still want to keep these minors around for your dark purposes, like you admitted earlier. Which means an even bigger part than you're willing to admit to us wants to hurt children again. Because I have given you hours worth of chances to do this and you refused. Your boyfriend has given you tons of love and chances and comfort and safety to do this, and you refused. This isn't a hostile environment. No one has been rude to you whatsoever. The only reason you're refusing to do so is because, not because anyone here has made you feel uncomfortable, but it's because you don't want to get better. You don't. If you did, you would take every step possible to get better, and you have refused every step of the way. In this call, at least. And I'm just gonna say, you don't want to get better, Omari.
Hun, do you understand?
I understand.
You're gonna hurt children again. And you want to.
I don't want to.
Yes, you do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I literally do not.
The actions speak louder than words, and the actions you've done in this call say and scream out that I want to hurt children again.
I don't want to.
Then why haven't you taken any steps we've given you? I've given you more than an inch. I've given you so much, so many times to admit.
17 steps since I've joined this server.
Yeah. And you've refused every step of the way. You've lied, you manipulated me and your boyfriend and Jerry. People who have come to you in extreme good faith. We aren't we aren't we aren't telling you to kill yourself. We're not doxing you. We're not making call out posts. We are giving you a chance to improve in the most comfortable environment, and you still refuse. You want to hurt children again. Just admit it. You're not bullshitting. You're not bullshitting me. You're not bullshitting your boyfriend. You're not bullshitting anyone. Just admit it. Because if you didn't want to hurt children, you would have taken these steps back in minute 30 of our call. But the fact that we've given you so many chances to say, I will, and to show us that you're going to follow through, and you refuse to do so. I mean, am I wrong for thinking what I think?
I personally don't think so.
Exactly. I don't think you want to get better, hon. I think you're saying you do just to put heat off your back. Because if you truly
No,
wanted to get better, number one, you wouldn't have talked to kids in the first place. Number two, you would have admitted that it was for nefarious reason. Number three, you would have showed me and your boyfriend that you were taking steps to do that. But the fact you haven't done any of that, the fact that you've lied to us this entire call, it makes me believe that you want to hurt children more than you saying that you just don't.
Hun, it could come down to a point where I can message easily everyone you have ever talked to who's a minor. And I could confirm for myself. But would that really change anything for you?
I mean, no matter what I do, nothing's gonna change. Nothing's gonna get better. Even if I did take those steps, people are still gonna despise me. Like there's no changing that.
They're going to despise even more when they realize you're still talking to children and refusing to do anything about it.
Do you want to be despised and hurt people, or just be despised?
I don't want to be despised or hurt people.
Well, you can only change one of those things.
I'd rather change both somehow.
There's no way.
There's no way to change anything realistically.
Only if you have that mindset continuing.
It's because I don't think you want to change, Omari. You can tell us whatever you want, right? You can tell us what we want to hear. But from what your actions have been, from the amount of times you have groomed minors, from the amount of times you've stated you have thoughts about cub porn, and the amount of times you've told at least me in this call alone that you have the urges to do these things, the amount of times you've lied makes me believe, rightfully so, that you do not want to get better. That you want to keep doing these things. You want to say you're going to get better, but you want everyone to believe that you're going to get better, but you are not willing to take the hard steps to actually get better. You just want everyone to like you, but you don't want to take any steps to make that happen. Because you want everything
Just
you want.
scared.
You're scared. You know who's also scared? The tons of minors who are going to look back at the times you groomed them and have a mental fucking breakdown, feel hollow inside, hurt themselves, potentially even off themselves because you wanted to keep talking to them, because you did what you want, because you want your way, because you don't want to change.
I do want to change.
No, you don't.
I do.
No,
Then
you
you
don't.
would show it.
Yeah. You don't want to change, Omari. You just want us
I
to
do.
believe that. No, you don't. We've given you
I
every
do.
opportunity. Then why haven't you taken any steps? You could say you do, that's one thing, but you actually taking steps to do it, that's another, and you have not taken any of those steps.
Are you trying to convince us or yourself?
I'm not trying to convince you guys, and there's no convincing anyone. It's just the harsh reality.
I mean, it would have convinced me if you were to take the steps to stop talking to minors, but you refuse to do that. And you know what? Even if you do what we say, the fact that you've refused and it's taken this long and you still haven't done it makes me think even if you do cut off all minors, you're probably still going to find some way to be friends with them again. Because if you truly wanted to get better, you would have said, you know what, you're right, I'm going to stop talking to kids back when Jerry was still in the call, but you haven't done that and you don't want to do that because you don't want to get better. Part of you
I do
does,
want to get
but
better.
no, you don't.
I do.
Stop bullshitting me, Omari. Stop bullshitting
Not
your boyfriend.
bullshitting.
Yes, you are.
It comes down to your actions, and that's it.
And his actions have spoke very, very clearly. The lying, the manipulation, the you know, the not willing to do anything to show us that you're willing to change. I just want you to admit you're not willing to change, Omari.
I want to change. I'm not gonna just say I don't want to when I do. It's just there's steps I'm scared of taking.
Why?
Scared of hurting more people in the process of just taking steps alone.
We've told you and we made it clear, and you know this, that it's gonna hurt more people if you don't take these steps, and you know that. You're aware of that.
How many people are you willing to hurt? Individuals, people
Not
with
willing to hurt
families.
anyone.
You're willing to do it because you're using inaction. You're not acting in a way you should be to prevent it.
Omari, if you wanted to change, you would. This call would have been over like a long time ago. But you don't. You don't want to change.
I do want to change.
Then why haven't you taken any
Then
steps
show
to
it. Not say anything. Just show it. That's all you gotta do.
Alright.
You gonna show us?
Yeah.
Can you show us right now? Can you stream it, please?
I can. 1 moment, please.
What are you doing? It doesn't take that long to stream, hun.
I know.
I feel like you're hiding a lot of conversations right now, aren't you?
I'm
I
not.
can hear the clicking.
Yeah, hon. You're hiding a lot of conversations. If we should have just showed us right away. Now you're trying to hide stuff. You're trying to hide.
Now
You're
it's made everything invalid.
exactly. Because if you're trying to hide stuff, what are you trying to hide? What
Not
are those
trying to hide anything.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Yeah,
Hun.
if you weren't, you would have streamed right away. And the fact that you're clicking and you're closing conversations with people who are probably minors that you're talking sexual to makes me very concerned.
Not talking sexually to anyone right now.
Then why are you closing conversations?
As much as I don't want to unfriend them, I feel if I close conversations, eventually I'm going to forget that they were ever even there. And
No, we are asking you to unfriend and block them. And you should have shown us you closing those conversations, but the fact that you didn't means you're hiding something.
not hiding anything.
Yes, you are, Omari.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Hun, would I need to start contacting people?
No?
Because I know at least there's some people, if anything had happened, they would have screenshots. Remember what I said? Just be honest. That's all.
Whether I'm honest or not, it just doesn't change what I've done.
Okay.
There's no making that better. Like, I'm not that stupid, you know?
But you're using that as a pretense to not get better and continue doing it.
I have no plans to keep doing it.
And why
Plans
are
or
you hiding
not.
so much? Why aren't you being transparent?
I just know that no matter what I do, no one's. It's not going to matter
Well,
what I do. Like, it's just.
you're making yourself look a hell of a lot worse.
Yeah.
And you closed a lot of conversations. So how many minors were you talking to?
I'll be honest, most of those conversations were just bots, like art scammer bots, because I get a shitload of this every day.
No, they weren't.
They were, like,
No. So how many minors are you talking to?
It's not that many.
You were closing a lot of conversations.
I mean, to be fair, I hardly message anyone other than the people's conversations that I've pinned on Discord.
You messaged me right away when I came in contact with you. I don't believe that. And you also said you spent most of the time in the DMs. I don't believe that.
Well, to be fair, you're, like, at the very top of the direct messages list.
We all know you're hiding something, Omari.
I'm not hiding anything, I swear.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
Then why were you closing conversations when asked to stream? You got in contact with minors. You're hiding something.
I'm not hiding anything.
Then why
Logically, that's the only answer.
Yeah.
Not hiding anything at all.
Then why close the conversations before we asked you to stream? If you weren't hiding anything, you would just be transparent and show us. Am I wrong?
Not hiding anything.
Then again, why did you close all the conversations right before we asked you to stream? Can you answer me that?
Even if I did stream it, what difference would it make? Like at this point, there is like I'm gonna be blunt. No matter what I do, it's not gonna change a damn thing.
You could show us that you're willing to try, but you haven't. In fact, you've done the opposite. You're trying to hide a bunch of shit from us.
Not hiding anything.
Yes, you are.
I'm not.
If you didn't, you wouldn't close a bunch of conversations right before us asking you to stream. Because if you weren't hiding anything, you would have been okay showing us who you're talking to. And the fact that you lied saying it was a bunch of bots, that's not true.
Looking at this from where I'm sitting, you have to understand how bad it looks. And you're not exactly someone who can be given the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, that's been made perfectly clear, and I'm well aware of that.
So why should we give you the benefit of the doubt when you say you want to change?
At the end of the day, change, it's a bit of a process. There's different steps everyone has to take. And like, it can depend on the person, too. Like, not every person's built the same. Not every person's the same experience, nothing.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure one of the first steps most pedophiles take or should take is to cut contact with children and not hide the fact that they're talking to children.
Because of this past 15 minutes, I'm now going to be contacting people.
I'm going to do the same.
Because I'm worried for their safety. And I'm also worried for your mental state. And I know that there is going to be a few of them who lie to me and say nothing happened. And I know there's a couple who are just ride or die. But at some point it will end up coming out. And people will look back at this moment and it'll show how much you may have lied.
And it's just best to outright admit it to us before we have to do it ourselves and find out. Because we are going to find out.
I haven't groomed anyone else, I can promise you that.
You've also lied a lot during this call. You're
I
also
know,
trying,
and
you're also trying to, like, basically it's destruction of evidence of what you've done by closing all the conversations. If you had nothing to hide at all, you would have shown us everything.
I don't have anything to hide.
Then why were you deleting conversations?
To be fair, these conversations were old and not even with minors. They were with people.
No. Then why would you delete them?
Because I haven't been talking to them in like 3+ months.
So why haven't you deleted those conversations earlier? How come it's only when we asked you to stream your stream?
Plan on it, but I had a bunch of shit to do today.
So you expect us to believe that you're just cutting contact, you're cutting off old conversations you had, just for the fuck of it, right? It's not. It's right after we asked you to stream, right? You expect us to believe that?
Not really. I don't expect anyone to believe anything I say at this point.
Because you're not. You're fucking lying. You've been lying, and you're lying right now. We're not stupid, Omari.
I know you're not stupid. I never said you were.
Stop treating us like you are.
Hypothetically, if I was to purge your server right now, would you have any issue with that? And why?
I wouldn't have any issue with that because, I mean, at the end of the day, it's a step taken.
So if I hit the purge button right now?
Would that kick everyone from the server, or what?
Yes.
It would, yeah, it would kick everybody.
I
And
don't know
then
if I want.
you can re-invite the adults.
Hmm. I guess I don't have a problem with it. I'd have to reach out individually. That's gonna be a pain in the ass. But at the same time, I'm also not entirely okay with it.
Well, then how about we do something else? How about we kick every minor?
Yeah, that works.
I can do that.
Okay, how about you show us
At least the ones that I
conversations then?
know are minors.
Yeah, but honestly, you've hidden a lot of conversations from us, Omari. You already got rid of the evidence we're looking for. You are a liar, Omari.
Yeah, I'm well aware of that.
I think you're lying to us and yourself that you want to change.
I do want to change this thing. I just know that no matter what I do, it's not gonna matter anyway.
So then just don't do anything about it, right?
No matter what I do, people are always gonna feel the exact same way.
So then just don't do anything positive, right? You just keep things the way they are and keep doing what you're doing. Keep talking to minors.
I don't know. I want to do something, but at the same time, it's like
You don't. Same time you don't. You want to do something, but at the same time you don't.
it's like fighting a losing battle mentally.
Is it true when Omari said that other people have access to his Discord account?
Not that I am fully aware of.
So is that
Only
what
one
he said?
person does.
Who?
I do have access to his main
Okay.
on Twitter.
Yeah, but he said multiple people have access to his Discord account. I think he also said you do. Omari.
No, I didn't. I didn't say that you do.
I'm going to find out, Omari. And so is your boyfriend. I think you're sick, Omari, and you don't want to get better. No matter how much you say you do want to get better, you don't want to get better. You're gonna take every step to avoid taking actions to get better. You're just gonna say you want to get better, so people will like you more. But on deep down on the inside, you do not want to get better. The only thing you're trying to do right now by saying we can kick all the minors is to appease us. But deep down, you know you don't want that to happen. Deep down, you know you want to keep him around. Deep down, you know you're bullshitting us, and deep down, you know neither of us are gonna believe all the bullshit you're saying.
That's bullshit. I want to get better. Said that on
No, you
multiple
don't. No,
occasions.
yeah, you said that.
Yes, I
But
fucking do.
what have your actions? What have your actions said? You said I don't want to get better. I want to keep talking to these minors.
No matter what I say, no matter what I do, nothing's gonna change.
Yeah, so don't change
It's
anything
just
at
a
all, right?
reality.
No, just don't change anything at all, right? Right? Just keep talking to minors because nothing's gonna change, right? Let me just keep putting children in risk. Mari, you're fucking disgusting for what you're doing. You should. I'm not trying to be rude, right? It genuinely is disgusting that you're not trying to get
You're
better and you're not showing us any level of follow through. And the only times you're doing it, you try hiding evidence, you try deleting conversations, and it's just to appease us because you think we're stupid.
I don't think you're stupid at all.
Then
Never
why
once
are
have I
you?
said that.
You're treating us like we're stupid.
Well, I don't think you are. I don't think any of you are stupid at all.
Then why are you treating us like we're stupid?
I don't know. I don't want to treat anyone like that. That's the thing. No one deserves that. If anything, treat me like I'm stupid because you know I am. Everyone knows
You're
that.
not stupid. You're extremely conniving and manipulative, and it takes someone not stupid to be that way. You know what you're doing. And no matter how many times you tell me or your boyfriend that you want to recover, you deep down know that you are bullshitting yourself and us. Because if you really did want to recover, if you really did want to get better, if you really did want to show the world that you're getting better, you would have started in this call. You would have started with me and Jerry and your boyfriend. You would have said, yes, you are right from the beginning. You would have said, yes, I want to cut off these minors because I don't want to have the possibility to hurt them again. But you are gambling with children's fucking mental health because you think you're the exception, or you want us to think you're the exception. But deep down, you know you're not. Deep down, you know you're going to reoffend. I just want you to admit it.
I don't want to reoffend. I've said that so many fucking times now.
Yeah, and you've showed us the opposite.
Whether I should or not, I don't want to reoffend.
And how are we supposed to believe you? Have you taken any steps in this call besides saying, trust me, bro? But have you? No, you haven't. In fact, you've done the contrary. You were deleting conversations. At least admit that a significant part of you wants to reoffend.
I don't want to reoffend. Whether you believe it or not, I do not want to reoffend.
Then why haven't you shown anybody any follow through?
I don't want to hurt people. That's why.
So then why are you keeping in contact with them? You're going to hurt them way more than you are right now if you cut them off.
I don't want to cause anyone any kind of
I
hurt.
think you don't want to make yourself uncomfortable.
No, I just don't want to cause anyone hurt.
I think that's bullshit because if you truly wanted that, you would cut contact and not risk
It's not.
Yes, you wouldn't have risked the fact that you wouldn't have risked it. You wouldn't have risked the chances of you talking to minors again. You would have said from the beginning, and even before this call, you would have said, "Hey, I'm talking to minors and I'm a pedophile. Maybe I shouldn't do that." But the fact that you are still not doing what we're asking you to, you're still deflecting. You're still bullshitting us. How are we supposed to believe you're not going to reoffend? How is anybody supposed to believe you're not going to reoffend?
I'm not going to.
How the fuck
I
are we
know
supposed
no
to?
one's going to believe it.
How are we going to know that? How are we going to know that? You haven't shown any steps to do that. In fact, you've done the opposite. Everything in this call has proven to us that you probably are going to reoffend and that you want to.
I'm not going to.
If you didn't, you would have shown us some sort of proof, some sort of good faith action. In fact, you've done the opposite and you've tried hiding stuff from us. And I wouldn't purge the server, honestly, because we need to go talk to those people. What's going to happen when me and your boyfriend start contacting people and asking them if you talk to them, right? What's going to happen? We're going to
They'll
have to
probably
have
say yes, I talked to them, but they're not going to talk about any like grooming because it didn't happen. Not with them.
And when it does, and when we do find that one person, because there's the likelihood of you having done that based on your actions today, we're going to have this same call again, but you're just going to look like a liar and a piece of shit.
I am a piece of shit. I know that.
You're a piece of
It's
shit that's not
been.
willing to change. And that,
Yeah, you're right.
honestly, that's what makes you a piece of shit. It's because the
Like,
fact
I
that
want
you're
to change. But at the
lying.
same time, it's like. I know I'm a piece of shit. There's no need to rub it in my face.
It's the fact that you're lying to me and your fucking boyfriend. The fact that you are treating us like we're morons, like we're not
We're
knowing what.
not fucking
Yes, you
morons.
are. You're treating us like it.
Well, I don't mean to. You aren't morons.
We've given you every opportunity to treat us like we're your equals, and you haven't. You've hid stuff from us. You've lied to us. You have manipulated us. You don't want to change.
I want to change. I don't know how many times I have to fucking say it.
How about you show it? How about you fucking show it? Because I am fucking up to here with the goddamn lies and bullshit. I have been nice to you this entire goddamn call, but I'm getting a little pissed off that you keep lying, not only to me, but your fucking boyfriend who clearly loves you. Who clearly loves you. The fact that you're
I
willing to
understand.
put children at risk when everyone in this call has been extremely fucking cordial and nice to you, giving you every chance to set up a comfortable environment for you to do what we're asking, to show some fucking form of follow through. And the fact that you don't makes me believe, rightfully so, that you don't want to fucking change. That you're okay with being disgusting. That you're okay with hurting people. That you're okay with
I'm
lying.
not okay with hurting people.
Then why? Why aren't you showing us any sort of follow through? Why are you hiding shit from us? Why are you lying to us? If you
I don't
genuinely
want to hurt people. I don't want to fucking relapse. I don't know how many times to fucking explain it.
how about you show it?
Oh yeah, and show what? You're not gonna fucking believe me anyway.
Because you've hidden shit from us. I was willing
Don't
to
believe me
believe
no
what
matter
you
what
did.
the
I would have
no matter
believed you a
what
little
the.
more if you fucking showed us and didn't hide shit from us. But the fact that you're doing that stuff, sort of shit, rightfully makes me and gives me valid reasons to believe that you're not gonna change, that you don't want to change, that you want to hurt people in the future.
I don't want to fucking hurt people.
Then why aren't you trying to show any form of good faith? Why aren't you trying to show any form of follow through? It's fucking disgusting that you lied to both me, someone who's came to you in good faith and giving you a chance to try doing better, try to explain yourself, that you fucking lied to me, not only to me, my best friend Jerry, but the fact that you lied to your boyfriend who clearly just wants what's best for you. You're fucking disgusting for that. You're disgusting for treating us like shit, by lying to us, by manipulating us, by hiding shit from us. We have given you every single fucking chance to do better, and you fucking haven't. Because you don't want to do better, Omari.
I'm gonna go through my list right now and I'm gonna block everyone.
Then show us.
Okay. Okay.
And how are we even supposed to believe it? Because you've deleted a shit ton of conversations, Omari. I mean, like your boyfriend said, the good faith that we're trying to give you is kind of null because you're fucking hiding shit. What makes us think you're not hiding even more shit? And the fact that when you said okay, that you didn't immediately start streaming, makes it gives more credit to that. You want us to believe you, but you're not doing anything to make us believe you. Because to be fair, there's nothing to believe other than the fact that you're a sick piece of shit who is a liar, who wants to hurt children, and who is a pedophile who doesn't want to get better.
I don't want to hurt anyone.
Then why are you lying to us? Why are you hurting your boyfriend? You don't think every time you lie to him, it fucking devastates him?
I don't want to lie to anyone.
It's pretty easy to just do what we're asking, but you're not. You're hurting people already, you know that?
I'm hurting it right now, and I feel fucking awful.
Then why do you keep doing it?
I don't want to.
Then why do you keep doing it?
I don't fucking know, and